We have an individual that goes to dialysis 3 days a week. So if we didn't provide that service to her, then that would be devastating for her with her physical well-being. She doesn't have family members that can help her.
We heard back from our drivers, who are our ears and our eyes up front. They really get to know those clients.
So our drivers are not only there as a source of providing the transportation to her for dialysis, but they're also that check on her. They help to keep an eye on her to make sure that she's being provided the services that she needs.
You meet new people, different things, like a bartender almost, because when they get on the bus, they tell you what's going on in their lives, other people's lives in the city of Pulaski, and how much they enjoy riding the transit.
The drivers were coming back and saying, clients were asking, can we stop at a grocery store, or do you know where we can get food that's more economical?
On an average, we probably pick up about 3,000 people a month on the transit now.
Or when you talk to someone and you listen to them and you hear what their needs really are.
A lot of the clients that we have, we see that if they didn't receive services from us, they may not leave their house for months at a time.
The town of Pulaski didn't always have public transportation. So with senior services, we were only able to help those people get to and from non-emergency medical appointments. And then the Pulaski Area Transit got started about 15 years ago.
And so I get to get in the community and see what it's about, hands-on, so to speak. So they need the transit, they do need it. If it was longer hours would help, or if we stretched out to a little more areas would help also. Yeah.
They are understanding that this is a service of social interaction, and that they can help people get outside their homes and be more interactive.
There'd be a lot of people in this town that was really in tough shape if we didn't have it. There's a lot of people here they're disabled to the point but they can't use a disabled bus, but they can't get around enough to use their own transportation. They can't walk, so I know we're a real service to a lot of people.
We realize, due to their income level and due to their inability to get out on their own because they have no options for transportation, they needed food, and we live in a food desert right here.
It's all about connectivity too. If people can get to places, I see people coming up from downtown Pulaski in a trail that's non-existent. They'll pop out of the woods, and that to me is just unbelievable to know that people are at least trying to get up here to the Y. We've got to make it more accessible.
And they stopped doing door-to-door, and we feel like we've lost a few customers, especially the elderly ones who can't get out as much as they used to. Yeah.
It's knowing the network as far as not just the different agencies, which I do partner with them. I think that's really key, to talk to them, see what their clients are needing in transportation and how my programs can fit that. But also working with all the local area transit agencies to see how I can train individuals on using those public transportation networks.
Our big picture is really to look at now, what can we do to become mobile, to take the food that we're sourcing up here and take it out into the community.
The more that we go to meetings as a group, as a whole, we can all see each other's needs in each area, which will allow you to work more one-on-one with that organization to make that gap happen.
But I also coordinate a volunteer program that utilizes community volunteers. So if someone calls, let's just say the Women's Resource Center, and they need transportation, the Women's Resource Center will give me that referral. I will look in that community to see if there's a good fit with a volunteer to maybe take that individual to a food pantry, or even to the social service agency to apply for some benefits they may need there.
We also partnered with the town of Pulaski over the summer. We did a LFLP, Local Foods, Local Places, and got a planning grant, and part of that planning grant was used just to, besides us being able to go out there, to also look at what kind of trail structure could we put in place and what kind of sidewalk improvement could we do from the downtown Pulaski area up to the Y, which right now doesn't have that capability for folks, and then on to the new middle school, which is only going to be a mile from here and is going to have several new housing projects back behind it.
Just to know that you have those allies that can work with you and help provide services to individuals, it makes it a lot easier to do my job.
I was able to start group transportation in several of the communities where we go once a week. We pick up individuals and they travel as a group to the food pantries. We've encouraged our participants that ride our vehicle to also get involved with volunteering at those food pantries.
We decided that we wanted to buy or purchase a Pulaski Y van so that at the very least we could do some field trips for our kids, but it would also be an opportunity to use it as a mobile food service as well. And that means to, be able to take that food out on the road, to go to some of these apartment complexes, even as much as doing some of our after-school programs and becoming mobile to take some of that fresh produce over there and letting them also have the ability to do some farm-to-table recipes and things like that for it.
When someone is isolated, that can create issues for depression. So when they're out with a group and they're having fun, they're talking and getting resources for nutrition, this helps them in so many ways. It builds their self-esteem to get out of the house, builds their social network so that they have friends that may call them and check on them. And with all this just brings back wellness, and we even call this the Food Pantry Express to Wellness. So, it's been really good.
I like I've accomplished something, met some friends, heard some stories, helped my fellow neighbor to a degree. I feel really, really good after the day. Yeah.